Tonight, the Pirates are in Milwaukee, and so far it has been a good road trip for them as they've taken the first two here as they'll take on the Brewers again tonight here from Miller Park. And welcome to the booth. Joe Block and Bob Walk with you here tonight as the Pirates have now inched a little closer to first place taking on these Brewers. And it has not been anything but the offense really that has helped them out. And of course, stop us if you've heard this before, but Andrew McCutchen really the driving force, and he has been very, very good these last 4 weeks.
Yeah, we never really get tired of talking about how good he is hitting, because when he is hitting, it does mean that offense is really taking off. And what has been so much fun, I think, is watching the transformation of Andrew kind of moving back in time, using the whole field, hitting home runs to right field, hitting with runners in scoring position, waiting on the slow stuff, not pulling it foul, but pulling it down the line, fair, out of the ballpark, doing everything we love to see. And he's back to smiling and having a great time with those teammates.
And you look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders since May 26, about 4 weeks ago, second in batting average in the National League. He leads in OPS as well. He's been driving in runs. He's hitting .500 with runners in scoring position over the last 4 weeks. He has been clutch again, and a big reason why this Pirates offense has been so good, not only in this series, but really throughout the month of June. And it's going to be a tough challenge, though, tonight, as the Brewers will send out their opening day starter, Junior Guerra, tonight, who has given the Pirates problems in the past, too.
Absolutely. He is one of the best pitchers in our division, or in the National League, for that matter. When he is on with that splitter, he is so tough to hit. And he proved last year to us that he is definitely for real and just owned us. We got to get by that today. We got to get this offense going against a premier pitcher.
He's been consistent all year so far. The mound opposition for Garrett tonight. Pirates will send the rookie Trevor Williams to the mound. Pirates trying to keep on moving up within the division. A win gets them within 3 games of first place Milwaukee here tonight.
On Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the largest health system rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. And by Kenny Ross Subaru, total confidence pricing. Let's go Bucks!
And Trevor Williams gets the start here tonight in Milwaukee. The Pirates have taken the first 2 games of this series. And we'll see if the rookie right-hander can show what he's done when he's been on his best game so far. And Trevor Williams, as you can see last time around against the Cubs, 5 innings, 3 runs on the road. He hasn't been all that great except for lately. And now 265 in his last 3 starts to try to keep that going here tonight in Milwaukee. And the Pirates hot bats, hoping to continue that here in game 3 of this 4-game series. Let's go back to our studios. Rob King checks in with a game break. Everything's plugged in. For Milwaukee, he was their opening day starter and one of the better pitchers since returning from a calf injury earlier this year. Trevor Williams gets to start, rookie right-hander for the Pirates tonight. And for the Pirates, a look at the RAV4 lineup Clint Hurdle has put together this evening as Adam Frazier leads things off. Josh Harrison and then John Jaso in the 3 spot as Polanco gets the night off. David Freese, Josh Bell, and then Andrew McCutchen in this series already with 5 hits and a couple of home runs. Mercer, Chris Stewart, his first start since coming off the DL, and then Trevor Williams.
I'll take a look at Junior Kara's numbers. He is the quintessential late bloomer, wasn't he?
31-year-old rookie.
31 years old, and
last year,
and really did a great job, and so good opening day pitcher this year. And when he has been healthy and been out there in his 6 games, holding the opponents to a 191 batting average. That's an excellent number for a starting pitcher. Those are elite type numbers there.
Manny Pena doing the catching for the 3rd straight game of this series. Adam Frazier in his customary top spot. And he'll start ahead in the count tonight. Frazier still a solid 280, getting on base at a 359 clip. Well, the Pirates struck early last night, 6 runs in that first inning against Zach Davies. See if they can.
This will be a little bit of a test for the offense. It's been doing much better. Herrera not only pitching well against just about everybody, but really did a great job against the Pirates last year. Let's see what this new look offense can do with him today. And I like this. They had 3-1 to get things rolling.
Well, if there is a pockmark in Guerra's game, I guess it's been the walks this year, averaging almost 5 walks per 9 innings. And tonight, working the plate, Jerry Lane is the crew chief. Dan Bellino is over at first base. Mike Estabrook is the umpire at second base. Marvin Hudson over at third base this evening. Guerra full on the leadoff man. Hard hit, but Sogard takes care of Frazier here to start things. And so 1 away, and the Brewers Honda defense tonight as Hernan Perez is in left field, Keon Broxton at center, Domingo Santana is in right, Travis Shaw at third, Orlando Arcia at short, Sogard at second, Jesus Aguilar gets the start for Eric Thames tonight, and we showed you Manny Pena for Craig Counsell's bunch. Native Milwaukeean and ex-Brewers player.
I wonder what Jay Hay and Jerry Lane were talking about there. Something about what's in the pockets that Jay Hay's got. But maybe Jay Hay was saying, yeah, I got extra padding in there from all the times I've been hit.
14 times now, including twice last night.
But sure enough, the first pitch he saw was way off the plate inside.
He quipped to reporters last night that he's not made of steel. He's been hitting the legs most of the time too, which is so unusual.
Again, way inside. Two pitches almost in that same spot. If Jay Hay doesn't move, either one of those could have hit him.
I mean, those are way in. It's not like Harrison's that far inside. He'll take the walk. Something to look for with Guerra tonight. Doesn't throw all that hard, but you were talking about that split-fingered fastball.
Yeah, the splitter, I'm sure, is the pitch that has made him what he has become. But the walks really don't mess with him too much because he doesn't give up very many hits. So it all kind of comes out in the wash in that whip number, walks plus hits per innings. The base runners are about the same that everybody would have.
Harrison running, and that's a tough pitch for Pena to throw on, and so Harrison with his 8th steal. Guerra really missed his spot there. Easy steal for Jay Hay in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, Pena's going to pop out to try and make that catch on the backhand, and when he does that, he moves away from the baseball. See how he moves away from the baseball, and then it got out right in the tip of his glove. Here it is. That ball was inside, and he's moving away from it to go to his backhand so he can have a close up that left shoulder and make a quick throw. But he almost moved so far away he couldn't catch it. A lot of catchers, most of them, they'll try and kind of cheat like that to be quick. It's almost like a shortstop turning in to make a double play. So he curls in that left shoulder, moves out toward the right-hand hitter's batter's box. And so when the fastball is inside, He can barely catch it and certainly can't get off a quick throw.
Right to Aguilar, and Harrison's doubled off. He thought that was going to get through, and instead the man in scoring position is erased. So Milwaukee will come to bat here in the first. Half of the first, Josh Harrison doubled off a second on the liner by Jaso.
Didn't freeze on the line drive.
And now Eric Sogard and the Brewers coming to bat here tonight. Pirates have taken the first 2 games of this series against Milwaukee. Craig Counsell's lineup. Sogard on base at a .464 clip atop the order. Santana and then Aguilar. Travis Shaw, Hernan Perez, and then Manny Pena moves up in the order. Keon Broxton, last 10 games, 5 home runs, but he struck out most of any batter in baseball.
Take a look at Trevor's numbers for the entire year. As we showed you earlier, his road numbers are better than the overall. So hopefully he's back on the road, although this is a tough lineup and a tough ballpark to be successful in. Not easy. Well, Cole made it look easy the other night. It isn't.
Cozy confines here. Sogard just keeps on hitting. 9 straight. So he's aboard, and let's look at our Rivers Casino tips to win for tonight.
They're pretty simple right now. Pitch well in the first inning. ERA up in the double figures for Trevor in first innings. He's had some games where that's been a problem. Wanting to get off to a good start, and then pitch well in the 6th. That's the other inning that he has a double figure ERA in. So those 2 innings that have really been tough for him. I want him to do well tonight. And the 6th inning is very important for me because I want the starters to start pushing the envelope a little bit and consistently getting 6 innings. So the bullpen can start pitching 3 innings and some nights 2 innings. That would be nice. And that would, I think, help that bullpen out a lot if that would happen.
Saw Chris Stewart there, his first start this month. Activated from the DL the other day. Yeah, if Williams is pitching in the 6th inning, it means 2 things. He's been relatively effective, and probably the Pirates aren't trailing. Yeah, 13 runs allowed, 11 earned in those 8 starts. Many of those came in that first start in LA. But still enough where you know, Ray Searage and company know that gotta get off to that good start.
He's had three of his 8 where first inning has been a little on the not horrendous like the LA start, but that's been his problem.
Yeah, you don't want to be down a couple of runs after
it's
first
not
inning.
uncommon really for all pitchers to have their toughest inning that first inning. A couple of reasons for that. Sometimes it takes you a while to get used to the game mound, or really get into some kind of a flow, rhythm with your catcher. And also, that is the inning that every single time you pitch it, the hitters you're facing are set up in a way that the opposing manager thinks that's his best shot at scoring a run. So it makes sense that that's always the toughest one.
And Williams strikes out Santana.
Hits him with the breaking ball out of the strike zone down. Very nice pitch.
Well, that's been a pitch that Clint Hurdle, the slider that he's talked about, that he wants Trevor Williams to improve and sharpen up.
Well, the one thing that he has, I think, done in most of his games, I really like the one he pitched in Atlanta. Very good command with the fastball. Very good job of pitching inside, especially right-handers, but lefties also. Even in this game here, the ball that Sogard hit for the base hit, left-hand hitter, that was supposed to be inside on his hands, and it was elevated right on the inside corner. It was where he wanted the ball, but Sogard was able to kind of muscle it out towards center field.
And sometimes a hot hitter just hits a pitcher's pitch, right?
Yeah, or it's baseball. There's no guarantees when you do something 100% right that it's going to work out in your favor.
Big slugging Jesus Aguilar. First extended time in the major leagues.
Intimidating standing up. He's a big man.
Statuesque. Falls behind 2-1. Now keep an eye on that slider tonight. That for Williams, that's been the pitch that really could probably use the most improvement, is what Clint Hurdle was saying, in terms of, he needs a swing and miss type pitch. He's been able to get a lot of soft contact with the sinker, and that's how, when he's been at his best, he's been able to move through games. But there are times you need a strikeout, even if you're not a big strikeout pitcher, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta have that in your toolbox. Some guys, it's way down at the bottom. They don't pull it out occasionally. Occasionally, that's what you need to do. Swing and a miss.
Like that metric ratchet set. That's in at the. Gotta have that ready. And a strike. And Aguilar down on strike. So back-to-back strikeouts for Williams.
Good fastball command again. We'll bring that up. That's what this pitch is. Watch the location. Supposed to be on the outside corner at the knees. There it is.
At 95. Aguilar thought it was low.
Looked like a pretty
Strike
good,
zone says otherwise.
pretty good spot. W.B. Mason saying strike rate.
Now Shaw, Travis Shaw, who has homered in this series. This Brewers team, they'll strike out a lot. They lead the National League, second most in all of baseball in strikeouts. Second in the league in home runs. That all or nothing offense here in this bandbox ballpark. Eric Thames getting a night off. He's in the midst of an 0 for 14. Struck out 4 times last night.
Strike out 3 times or
4 times last night.
no? I mean the first night.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look at that. Yeah, I mean he was lunging at some pitches well out of the zone, so probably a good time for a day off. And the Pirates will take that. No Ryan Braun, he's been on the DL, and Thames to come off the bench tonight. Sure. Shaw's really been their most consistent hitter all year. Ryan Braun on the left with former Pirate hitting coach Darnell Coles. Braun has been nursing a calf concern.
Seems like a lot of problems with calves here in Dairyland.
I always say the cows are happier here. So, well, of course, Brewers who have played a little bit above 500 without Braun and at 500 with them. Hey, how about that? Think about all the people, including me, all the ball games have been to never got a foul ball, and he's already got one. Good for him.
I really like the way he's spotting his fastball where he wants to here early in this game. Tying Shaw up inside up.
10th major league start tonight for Williams.
You get that established first time through that lineup, that you can put the fastball wherever you want, and now the hitters have to make an adjustment, and that makes that slider a lot better, even if the slider itself isn't any different. It's the approach that the hitters are having to change to hunt that fastball a little bit, get it off their hands. And if they start getting worried about that, then this pitch right here, this slider, becomes more effective. Going to try and throw a back foot slider.
Now 2-2. We've seen in the series that Shaw has that kind of opposite field approach. And Williams strikes out 3 in a row after the leadoff single.
Got him with the changeup. I think that's when his home run hit the other night was, right?
So a good first inning tonight for Williams. And speaking of statuesque, Hank Aaron here at Miller Park.
After a leadoff base hit, 0-0 after 1 at Miller Park on Robbie and Smikowski. Well, after being a late scratch last night from the lineup, Francisco Cervelli is not getting the start tonight for the Pirates, and he's the subject of tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update. And as you see the note right here, he's dealing with an ongoing illness since late April, and he underwent tests by team doctors. That's both the Milwaukee Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates doctors that are reviewing the results of those tests. They have not been made public at this time, so they are pending. But he last felt it in New York in the series against the Mets, Joe and Bob, and he missed one of those games, so we don't know his status. Clint Hurdle did say we do not know if he is available off the bench tonight, but certainly we'll keep you updated as we get more information. But as for the in the interim, we'll see how much he's able to play. And that man, Chris Stewart, getting his first start in almost a month tonight.
Well, thank you, Robbie. And yeah, some relatively concerning news. I mean, he was a late scratch yesterday. He was a late scratch because of illness a few Fridays back in New York. So this is something that has apparently been ongoing. Hadn't connect the dots until the Pirates mentioned that today. So see how that all plays out here going forward. But you think about that foul ball. He took off his mask. He spent 7 days on the concussion DL. And he had concussions with the Yankees prior to that. So hopefully Francisco Cervelli is on his way to feeling better, because whatever is going on it's been lingering. So hopefully he'll be back into his normal self soon.
Yeah, certainly need to get it figured out. Know what it is, the problem.
So Stewart in there tonight. His first start since May 29th. And the 2-2 to David Freese. First strikeout for Junior Guerra. Guerra's an interesting story. We told you earlier, 31-year-old rookie last year. How does that happen? Well, came up as a catcher in the Braves system. He was signed 16 years ago. Didn't make it as a hitter, so then tried him briefly as a pitcher. Was out of baseball, then started pitching in winter ball down in his native Venezuela. He's also pitched in Hawaii, Mexico, Italy, in the independent leagues in Wichita for the Wingnuts. Been all over the place.
You know what is odd is, if he'd been all over the place as a regular player and then went to pitching, and then like a season after that somebody says, hey, this guy's pretty good, and he went all over the place as a pitcher.
Didn't get signed until 2015 again.
I mean, that's like, man, how could he be falling through the cracks like that?
Well, in 2009, again, that's 8 years ago, after Josh Bell aboard here with a base hit. There's first hit he's allowed tonight.
A little bit different than that ball that Josh tried to hit last night.
Yeah, almost hit him. Not really a threat to run over there.
The guy at the plate's a threat to hit.
Andrew McCutcheon really swinging a hot bat. Last 4 weeks or so.
Got the gold sleeve on.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said that's been
his hitting sleeve.
Hitting at .400 since May 26th. Has that average up to .268. He was batting at .200. Moved him to the 6th spot. Started to hit the ball around with power to all fields. Second best batting average in the National League in that span, leading in on-base percentage and leading in slugging percentage. This has been going on 4 weeks now. This is not just an aberration. Guerra ahead now.
Maybe he's just setting him up.
No one could retire him last night on base all 4 times. At his 14th home run.
You and I were talking earlier that he keeps hitting like this, he's going to have some pretty good looking numbers by the All-Star break.
Yeah, and he's hit well here at Miller Park. Home runs in each of the first 2 games of this series, but will he get enough votes by the fans to be elected a starter? Unlikely. I mean, you look at the overall numbers, plus everybody's gotten a head start. However, they have that final vote, and yeah, if he keeps up what he's been doing, he might be chosen for that.
He could have,
or as a reserve.
18, 19 home runs by then. He gets that batting average up over 300, and he certainly has the name recognition all around baseball to win the vote off.
I mean, you hit 6 home runs and drive in 19 in a month. That's a great month, and there's still another 10 days left, including tonight. Not to mention the Williamsian 406 batting average. One thing he has been doing all year, even when he was hitting 200, really hadn't been chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, which we saw so much last year. And so that's been one thing to his credit that he's been able to keep up. Clint Hurdle talking about that as the season has gone on. Full. Now the Pirates type pretty much. I mean, Freese did strike out, but they're not chasing Guerra too much. Looks like. And usually guys with a splitter want you to chase. Right?
Oh yeah, you're going to get, that's their bread and butter. They're going to. You know, the splitter is just a different form of changeup, really, and it doesn't have much backspin, if any, so it drops quite a bit. Gravity gets to work its magic a little earlier on the baseball when it's not spinning like that.
With Bell running.
It's got to be in the seats, huh?
Indeed. That's a souvenir.
Well, what I was about to say, as we saw for you know, a long time with Liriano, for instance, when he was really throwing his changeup extremely effective, tons of chases. And really, you can say the same thing about just about any off-speed pitch, curveballs, sliders, and they're all kind of designed to get you to swing at pitches that are down and off the plate.
The ninth pitch of this at bat upcoming. Bell was running on 3-2 before. Pitching them all over. Our WB Mason strike zone. Bell running and ball four.
Well, that ball hit 2 feet in front of home plate.
That's the second walk issued by Guerra. One each inning.
I think that was the splitter also, which, you know, he's just a little afraid of cuts at bat.
Have you noticed a difference? I think there was a time maybe earlier this year where a lot of pitchers would challenge McCutchen occasionally, and even with runners on.
Yeah, toward the
not seeing that anymore.
Toward the end of his slump, yeah. Early on they weren't, but toward the end of the slump, when his batting average was 202,
yeah,
203, you know, that at that point, I mean, that was getting all the opposition's attention, saying, okay, he really is mired in a slump, and we can feel a little bit better going after him. But that's 180 degrees from what's happening now. Nobody wants to see him come to the plate.
So he draws the walk. Bell, the lead runner at second. Pirates looking to take the early advantage here tonight, as they did last night. And we talked a lot about McCutchen. We should bring up Jordy Mercer. Best batting average in the National League in the last month. He's got a 10-game hitting streak. And he was in that same boat middle to late May, hitting about 200. And he's not just collected a whole bunch of singles either. Like I said, leading in batting average over the last month, 6th in the league in slugging percentage, measuring the quality of hits, power, doubles, triples, home runs. Not to mention his customary sterling defense at short. 2-0. 3-0 on Mercer. Just a reminder.
Forno.
Back-to-back walks. So again, the base on balls plaguing things, and Derek Johnson out, the pitching coach for the Brewers.
What hurt Guerra there was that the second pitch, the curveball that he threw Jordy, was actually a pretty good pitch. Should have been called a strike, and it got called the other way, and that messed him up.
Well, the base is full with one out. And a reminder, you can use your PNC Pirates card when buying Pirates tickets this season. Save $5 on select seats this Sunday through Thursday home games. Plus, you get $5 in loaded value, good for concessions and merchandise. Go to pirates.com/Pirates card. Pick up your tickets.
You get runners on base, and you're trying to be careful, and then instead of 1-1, it's now 2-0, and that really makes a big difference. Jordy able to take advantage of that, and now he is really able to keyhole on a certain pitch. Made it easy to take those next two balls and load the bases.
First time Chris Stewart has batted with the bases full this season. Hitting at .225. First action since May 29th. Bell at third, McCutchen at second, and Mercer at first. The Bronx cheer.
From experience, if you're really a fan and you really want your guys to do well, that doesn't help. You're out there struggling a little bit, and that just kind of makes it worse when you hear that.
Now 2-1. Guerra 21 balls and just 16 strikes so far. Matt Garza, the pitcher in the opener of this series. Pirates scored 6 in the first last night. A chance to break it open here early. Sogard with a nifty play, and they're going to get out of the inning. He has been some kind of player for the Brewers. And instead of 2 runs, it's 2 outs and the inning ends. Driving a pair, instead A double play to end the inning on a very good play by Eric Sogard.
Yeah, Sogard did a nice job getting to this, and once he got the ball to RC, you know that Stewart does not run all that well, so
I like the feed too.
The double play was pretty much done right there. Catching the ball going up the middle. So they ended up getting Stewart by a good couple of steps.
Now Sogard, who last year did not play, had injury that kept him out the whole year, and then started the year in the minor leagues. Ends up finding his way to the Brewers, and he's been pretty much their best hitter since being called up. So Hernan Perez will start it. Trevor Williams, after a leadoff single, struck out 3 in a row.
They'd like to be efficient. I guess it's kind of tough against the Brewers, though, because they strike out so much.
You feel like you're going to throw 4 pitches to every batter, right?
It's tough to pitch to contact when they don't make much.
And that's been Williams' thing. A lot of times that sinker is his out pitch.
Get nice quick outs. Have a 1-2-3 inning where you throw 9 pitches. Maybe even less than that.
Out to Jaso. Perez is gone. And with Eric Sogard playing in at second base, the Brewers have had Jonathan Villar out for some time now, and a strained lower back, probably hindering his performance. He was so good last year, baseball's leader in stolen bases, but he is nearing a return. They will find a rehab outing for him, and he's been playing over at second base, so that'll be an interesting decision whether Sogard keeps playing or VR is there, or if VR goes back to short. It's a good problem for Craig Counsell. They've had a lot of contributors on this team this year. That's why they're in first.
That's what it takes. You know, a lot of guys pitching in, and a couple different guys maybe that you weren't expecting kind of come up out of nowhere and have strong years, and that's what puts you over the top.
Yeah, Eric Thames already 20 home runs. Electrified baseball back in April. Weak contact on a jamming fastball.
A couple of pretty quick outs here.
Pena gone. Williams has retired 5 in a row. Keon Broxton, the one-time Pirate. And when you are a team in transition like the Brewers, you can take a chance and give some playing time to a guy like Broxton. On one hand, power, the speed. On the other hand, more strikeouts than anybody in baseball. And as you astutely pointed out last night when we were on the radio side, it made a bad base running decision, which
horrible, which cost him 2 runs,
and could have, you know, depending on the way the game went.
And that changes the whole game around.
Exactly.
You have to, you know, think about what the score is and what kind of a risk is worth it and what's not. You can't just be, you know, playing like it's a showcase game somewhere. You're a teenager. You're trying to show everybody your speed and that sort of thing. You have to play within the, you know, the team game, depending on what the score is, what the inning is. There's a lot more to think about out there than just swinging a bat and throwing a baseball. But Broxton is a very physically talented young man, and so there is quite a bit of upside there if he can put it together.
He's 27 now.
Not as much a young man as I thought.
First full season in the big leagues. Curious to see what Williams does here. Broxton has struck out 98 times. That's by far the most in baseball. He's walked 17 times. Williams has at times lacked that put-away pitch, but we saw really good slider to Santana in the first inning. Froze Aguilar with a fastball. What did he get Shaw? I forget. Was that the changeup?
Yes, changeup.
Yeah, so he's mixed it around a little bit tonight. Back to Jaso. He finds it. He's not always a ballerina out there, but he gets the job done. 1-2-3 inning. Gabby Barrett is going to be our featured guest on Friday Night Rocks. Cut up this Friday at 6:30. It'll be the Pirates in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Beginning that 3-game series. Here tonight, game 3 of the 4-game set. Andrew McCutchen and the Pirates scoreless here in Milwaukee. Trevor Williams bidding for his first big league hit.
He and Cool looking for that. Got to be a little competition there between the two of them. Who's going to get it first?
Yeah. Did you get yours right away, or did you have to wait a while?
My second game.
Okay, that's not bad. Get it off your back.
I was just thinking too, just to make sure there's a little something going on there. I might have to go down and stir the pot one day.
Oh, and see if
make sure there's
a gentleman's maybe like a little fun bet or something.
Something going on. You got to get it going if they don't already.
Like you got to run some laps if I get it first.
That.
Yeah,
figure something out. Somebody's going to have to buy a real big steak somewhere. Hey, while we got a second, I'd like to wish Mary Haas a happy birthday. Big Pirate fan. Mary turns 100 years old today. So happy birthday, Mary. And when I was looking up see if there was anything significant in baseball that happened 100 years ago today. And it wasn't today, but a couple of days from now, on the 23rd, Mary. One of the more famous baseball games ever, the Ernie Shore game. That
Oh, yeah.
you and I were talking about that before, with Babe Ruth getting
In relief.
Babe Ruth walked the first guy he faced. That's when he was pitching with the Red Sox. And apparently he didn't agree with the umpire. The umpire's name had an interesting name, too.
For the gap.
Should be a double.
Extra bases for Frazier.
Should be a triple.
Well, they kick it around out there. Frazier makes third with one out. Babe Ruth couldn't run like that.
No, well, he did. You ever watch any of them things? His little feet are going 100 miles an hour as he's running around the bases. But that little breaking ball right down the middle actually just covered up the first pitch. Same spot. And this really should have been a double, but
yeah,
triple bobble.
Butterball. Who put the Crisco on the ball?
Butterball turkey. But anyway, Ruth walked the first hitter of the game, and the home plate umpire, Brick Owens, threw him out of the game for arguing about one of the pitchers. So then Ernie Shore came in out of the bullpen with nobody on, or no, excuse me, one on and nobody out, first inning. And the runner was Ray Morgan. He got thrown out trying to steal right away, and then Shore retired the next 26 he faced. So I mean, just incredible. Basically threw a perfect game coming out of the bullpen with nobody out in the first inning. Anyway, Mary, that happened just 2 days after you were born.
May not remember that, but we remember your birthday. Yeah. So happy birthday, Mary.
Now, earlier in the year, Ruth had pitched against the Washington Senators. That was the same game against Senators, and he beat them 1-0. Beat Walter Johnson 1-0. And of course, Ruth knocked in the only one of the game. But he was a heck of a pitcher too, obviously.
Greatest two-way player of all time. Very easily.
Yeah, not much doubt about that.
Here it's 2-2 on Jay. Trying to loft the fly ball, perhaps. John Jaso on deck.
Ground ball. The middle infielder will do it.
Now looking ahead, Guerra's already thrown 50 pitches. He's got 7 outs. This Brewers bullpen has the highest ERA in baseball.
Oh, looky here.
Only Josh Harrison can do that.
That's a Jay Hay hit, and he's going to try to make it 2.
Wow.
He shouldn't have. He should have been out by a mile. Only he can be safe on that play.
He was a dead duck, and the hunter forgot to put bullets in there. So he gets 2 bases out of that. A run batted in. Pirates start off 1-0. How about that?
Only he can hit this pitch, and only he can get the second on this base hit. It just kind of drags the bat through the dirt to make contact.
See Guerra's face?
Yeah. Now, and look, he's coming out of the box right now. In his mind, thinking that's a double.
He's going to count on Broxton not rushing to it, and then there and throw cinched it.
Making a poor throw.
Probably should have been content with a single indeed, but hey, he's got instincts, and
both Frazier and Jay Hay took an extra 90 feet off Broxton.
That's true. That's in the scouting report then. Yeah. So now Jaso. Well, let me say this too. So if Harrison stays at first base, isn't he trying to steal second, get in scoring position for Jaso anyway, right? So unconventional way of doing it.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean,
excellent point.
Yeah. So
it's his way of stealing second.
Yeah. And perhaps third.
Nope.
Oh, good throw by Pena.
Oh, they call him safe.
Did Shaw not get the tag in? The throw beat him.
Again, only J.A. can be safe on that play, right? How did he do it?
Well, the Brewers will hold up the proceedings to see if.
Oh, the throw was there in plenty of time. I thought he was going to be out easy. Somehow he snuck his hand in, apparently.
Let's get a gander.
Now, with one out, this is a legit risk to take.
That swim move.
Yeah. Misses him there, and he gets the left hand in.
Wow.
Do you see how quick he slammed that left hand in on the base?
Pat Murphy, the bench coach, on the phone.
It's going to have to be slowed way down to really see it.
Oh, they want a challenge.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it was called safe on the field. So.
And counsel yesterday used his challenge, and the call was confirmed. It wasn't even a stand. So, judging by that, the Brewers aggressive in their challenges.
Aggressive to the challenge. Oh, I love the way he slaps that left hand in. Doesn't just reach. Throws it in there with some velocity. I don't know.
They must have seen something. But they got to have indisputable evidence to overturn the call.
This might be an angle that does it because you can see the tag better.
Boy, that's
I didn't see
awfully close.
indisputable. I saw some. I'll tell you, that's one of those plays that if they would have called him out,
right.
you
This is a
can't
stance
really argue.
to me.
This
now,
is
unless there's an angle. Now, remember, they get feeds from both broadcasts.
Well, if you're wrong, this will be 2 nights in a row.
Oh, I know. I've been on a little streak for a minute there. Well, the Brewers this year have only been successful in 32% of their challenges, which averages about 55%.
That's what happens when you're aggressive to the challenge.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea. And if so, I mean, it's the 3rd inning. If they don't win this, they're out. They're taking some time. And, you know, if there's nothing that says, no, absolutely, he's out, then it's going to stand. And baseball has said this year they'd like to keep it to about 2 minutes.
Like they're getting ready. Hands on the ears. Safe. Stay safe.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Oh, wow. The call's overturned. The Brewers win the challenge. And maybe some baseball justice after Harrison got in at second. Well, that's the 2nd out now.
Hey, when it takes that long to figure it out, it was worth the risk.
Minute 47 seconds. Now, we didn't see an angle that was definitive, but again, like I said, the umpires in New York have access to everything. And so they may have seen something that we couldn't see. So the putout goes 2-5, trying to advance on a ball in the dirt. No caught stealing.
They should put little cameras inside the bases.
We've seen that before, but I don't know how much range it could get being that close.
Not with the new technology they have nowadays. I think they could figure out a way to make it work now.
How about a drone taped to the runner's back, and then it flies off of his back as
he slides?
Yeah, as the slide comes in, and he'll have everything right.
Okay, I get that.
Maybe we're not there yet. So back-to-back doubles yield a run. Pirates have to start something here with 2 outs and the base is empty now. Garrett gets his 3rd strikeout. J.A. thrown out, but Garrett 57 pitches through 3, and the Pirates have the lead. driving in Adam Frazier. And a look at our day automotive. This day in baseball history, you may remember Steve Blass talking about this during the Heritage game last week. But back in 1961 on this date, Gene Baker becoming the first African-American manager in organized baseball. The Pirates named him the manager of the Batavia Club in the New York Penn League. And Steve was pitching for them at the time and later became a Pirates coach. And then later a scout as well.
Ground ball to Mercer.
So Arcia aboard.
You know, you didn't hit it very well when the shortstop runs down your base hit in the outfield. This is a soft hit.
Hit it where they aim.
What was that? Louisville Slugger or Milwaukee was it the Sentinel? What's the name of the paper here?
The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Journal Sentinel. I think that's what he used to hit that with.
Rolled up newspaper. So Guerra.
Won't be any more years you could use that old baseball joke. People start asking their newspapers.
What's black and white and red all over? An iPad. What? Guerra going to try to move over Arcia here. Brewers have not yet had a runner in scoring position. Williams trying to keep Arcia honest. Stewart's going to go to first. And so they move up Arcia, and we'll go back to our studios. Rob King checks in with a game break. Thank you, Rob. And back here, 1-0 Buccos. For the first time tonight, the Brewers with a man in scoring position.
Thought there for a moment Stewart might have a play at second base.
That was my instinct.
Surprised, but you know, one of the things, anytime there's a sacrifice bunt like that, if there's doubt, make sure you get an out somewhere. And apparently when he picked up that ball, looked down to second base, he had some doubt in his mind. Just went for the sure out.
Yeah, Arcia does run well. Sogard has the other hit tonight. Doesn't have a ton of power. And so that is the second out. Let's look at that sacrifice earlier. I like that phrase you came up with. If there's doubt, get an out. Stewart's been around a little bit. He knows what he's doing.
It's left right there in the dirt.
Mercer's on the bag.
And I remember it's a force out. He didn't have to be a tag or anything. Just as long as the throw beats him, that's it. He's got to throw, just has to beat you. But as we pointed out, you know, especially early in a ball game like this, make sure you get an out somewhere.
Yeah.
If there's you got a 1-run lead and it's the 8th inning, then that's a chance you might want to take. Get that tying run off second base.
Here, third inning. Be conservative. And now that Williams has gotten the second out, trying to get Santana. Frazier charges it. And Arcia coming home. And on that single, Santana drives in the tying run. Frazier, an infielder by trade, and the Brewers testing his arm there.
Well, it looked like he was going to have a shot. I mean, he had to go home with this ball for sure. But as the throw was coming in, you could see that it was not going to be in time. The best thing that could have happened right about now is that ball gets cut off. They get the final out at second base and then all run into the dugout. But now you got to face the number 3 hitter with a runner in scoring position again.
Aguilar, a rookie.
Now they took the conservative play on the bunt and just made sure they got an out. And I said that was probably the right thing to do early in the game if you have any doubt. Well, the conservative play there would have been for that ball to be cut off, throw to second base, get the out, and get off the field. Trade the run, which you're probably not going to be able to stop anyway, for the 3rd out of the inning. That would have been the conservative play.
Now watch the throw coming in. If it doesn't look like it's got a good shot, then you can cut it.
You didn't take a chance to throw the runner out at second, but then you did take a chance, even a bigger chance, to throw the runner out the plate there.
Now another base hit could give the Brewers the lead.
And, you know, you're in a big stadium like this. You know, the crowd is all screaming because of the base hit. If Stewart is yelling for him to cut it, he might not be able to hear it. Freeze, obviously, we're talking about. But it did look like the throw was low enough to be cut.
Now Aguilar behind in the count. And Williams gets a strikeout. His 4th of the night. Brewers get the equalizer. And we're not at it 1 through 3.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV 4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
One on our UPMC scoreboard. Trevor Williams has struck out 4 Brewers so far tonight. A lot of Bucco fans here, either making the trip or here in and around town. Glad you're with us here tonight as well. Pirates looking for their 3rd straight win here in Milwaukee. If they can win tonight, they would pull it within 3 games of these Brewers, making it interesting here on the first day of summer. Chance to celebrate. Perhaps later on tonight. David Freese, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd.
If he gets an extra base hit here, you gotta yell woo-hoo. Double.
I think we all will. Pirates trying to retake the lead right here. Freeze 0 for 2. Guerra's been able to get the leadoff man on and or off like out, I should say, in every inning, but then after that, Pirates have been able to put something together against him. Got out of a bases loaded 1-out jam. Dave Guerra back in the second. Bell started that with a base hit his first time.
Pitch number 60 looks like coming up. That unless he has a nice quick inning or maybe two, that's going to be a little bit of an issue for him to see how deep he can get in the game.
Pirates have made him work. Guerra has not thrown 100 pitches in any of his starts this year, so keep that line moving even if you don't get everybody around right away. It's kind of how the Pirates offense has been working. They're very different than the Brewers. Pirates don't strike out a lot. They don't hit a lot of home runs. Get on base a lot. Curveball stays up.
Yeah, that one didn't do much of anything except go up there real slow.
Andrew McCutchen next.
Came out of his hand very early.
Wow. Guerra has thrown as many balls as strikes tonight. And he's walked 4. Andrew McCutchen coming up. He's already been off to a great start in this series. Picking up where he's been pretty much doing for the last month. And that's the kind of stuff you guys have been talking about. That's what we've been seeing when McCutchen's at his best.
Yeah, and also that breaking ball. Waiting on that and hitting it. And when you're trying to spin and pull fastballs and you get a breaking ball like that, you might hit it a long ways, but it's 50 feet foul. And we saw a lot of that early in the year where he's pulling a lot of balls hard but foul down that line. So he's using the whole field trying to hit the balls where they're pitched. You get something slow out over the plate, yeah, you're going to pull that. But if you get a fastball out over the plate or something away, that fastball's got to go to center field or right. And he's been doing a lot of that. And with him also, when he goes to right, it doesn't mean you're going to hit a flare over there. He might, but he's also going to drive some balls hard that way. It's a fun to watch.
McCutchen has put in a lot of work. It's not just Jeff Livesey, one of the Pirates hitting coaches, and Jeff Branson worked very hard getting all these guys ready. And
they had him out there, out on the field, not just in the cage. Talked to him about that, and they like to get the guys out on the field so that they get that positive feedback when they hit the ball hard, the other way or whatever they're trying to do. The ball's not just going 10 feet and into some netting. They actually get to see the carry and immediately think, wow, that ball really did jump out there. And that reinforces what they're trying to do. That's why they like to get them out on the field early, middle of the afternoon, not too long after lunch, and let those guys work on stuff out there. They'll take the curveball machine out there, set that up, let them hit the hook.
They did a lot of work, especially with sliders with McCutchen. Right about that time where he moved in the order, he started getting hot in late May, and he's just been able to keep that going. And now ahead in the count, 3-1.
Doesn't want to pitch to him. It doesn't look like.
Hey, credit the Pirates too. They have not chased that splitter tonight very much. Josh Bell working a walk. 4 walks issued by Garrett tonight. 3-1. And he walks. 5 walks by Guerra tonight. And 2 on with 1 out. Zambelli fireworks lighting up the sky Friday, June the 30th, where the Pirates host the San Francisco Giants at 7:05. Head on out to the ballpark for a barrel block party on Federal Street. Then stay after the game for a Zambelli fireworks show. Thanks to the Western PA Honda dealers. Go to pirates.com/fireworks. Pick up your tickets. Come on out and see the Buccos back in action. Pirates coming into tonight. They've won 7 of 10. Taking the first 2 games here in Wisconsin. And Jerry Lane trying to break up the conversation as
one thing Guerra's having a hard time with is the movement on his fastball. He really is kind of coming off the side of the ball, and he's getting a lot of tail on it. The ball's tailing in on right-handers away from left-handers, and he's not compensating for that where he's aiming. And so the ball keeps running off the plate for a ball over on that third base side of home.
Now, for all of his struggles, Pirates have had at least 1 man in scoring position in every inning, if not multiple ones. Still only have the single tally, so Jordy Mercer will get his try. Down the line, and it will sneak into the seats.
Now, there was another one right there. You could see that little movement. That ball started off. I'm sure Jordy looked like it was going to sit right on the inside corner, and then it had a little bit of movement to jump inside. Just about an inch off the plate. He's got to change his sights a little bit about where he's trying to start that fastball, so it's not running off the plate in there. At least when he's trying to throw a strike, that's what he needs to do. Not much time to make many adjustments, though. He's in the 70s now, pitch count wise. It's not going to be a long night for him, no matter what. Long night for him, innings wise.
Pirates are hoping to send him to the showers because of performance, not pitch count.
At this point, it could end up being both.
Need that big hit. .95 from Guerra. And Mercer so reliable with runners in scoring position. .321. Got Bell at second. McCutchen trails him at first. Both on walks. Guerra comes back to strike him out. Guerra has made some big pitches when he's had to.
These last 2 fastballs, he's been able to straighten them out. The number 3 pitch was off the plate, and then that last one, these 2 are pretty much straight as a string.
And those have been his 2 fastest fastballs of the night.
I'm guessing by watching those last 2 and seeing the velocities, it's probably coming off the inside of the ball at release when he's throwing that ball in. It's got the tail, so he's losing a couple mile-an-hour on velocity because he's not staying behind the ball, and he's putting some side spin on it, and that's giving him that tailing action.
Guerra trying to work out of another jam here. Chris Stewart batted with the bases loaded and 1 out. Back in the second. Now 2 on and 2 out for him. Eric Sogard made that sensational play, starting that double play to end the second inning and avert that threat. Stewart has not batted prior to that last at bat in a game since May 29th. So He's not on a rehab assignment.
Long time without seeing any live pitching.
So tough to expect him to be locked in. And of course, go figure, the game finds you, right?
Oh, that always does. Yeah.
Two biggest situations.
He did hit that first time up. He hit the ground ball, but it was pretty firm.
Sogard made a good play to just keep it in the infield. At first I was thinking, well, maybe it's just going to be one run. Everyone moves up, because then the exchange has to take place. The throw has to be accurate. And it was. And then Arcia able to finish it off. Garrett, after walking 2, strikes out 2. And that keeps the game knotted at 1. Game 3 of this 4-game series. All the youngsters here in attendance taking this one in. And speaking of, look at our Point Park tweets. And Gina Weiss, Root Sports Operation Manager, and her husband Paul saying congrats to, there's Paul's tweet right there, the Mount Pleasant Rockhounds on their undefeated season. Always encouraging you to send in all the different performers in baseball and softball, youth in and around our area. Just use the hashtag Bucks Booth, and we'll put some of those on our air just to highlight all the kids in and around the area playing the game.
Absolutely, that is what it's all about. The more kids we get involved in baseball, the more that we know that the game will be in great hands.
Everybody can share the game, share in the fun.
It's such an old, long, beautiful tradition, baseball. Go back almost to the Civil War. Talk baseball.
And
it's possible to go a century in between world championship teams.
And that's something else. When the Cubs won it last year, they had not won in 108 years.
That's
you think about that.
Game is there's
been around that long.
So much tradition. Got to keep the youngsters involved and continue that tradition. It is a great game. A lot to it. Anybody can play it. You don't have to be an athletic monster to go out here and excel on the baseball field.
Yeah, kids of all ages can play the game. Sometimes you grow up to become a major leaguer.
Jay, not the biggest guy in the world for sure, but he causes more havoc out there and makes more plays that we talk about than just about anyone else. Another strikeout for Trevor.
Right at the knees. But off the plate.
A little bit of a call there, but that's all right. You're gonna throw strikes and get called balls sometimes too.
That's the 5th strikeout for Trevor Williams. He has struck out Aguilar twice, Shaw twice, the 3 and 4 hitters. Hernan Perez lined out to Jaso and right. And Williams is holding up his end of the bargain. Giving up 3 singles tonight. Just past Freeze. Perez has some good wheels. An easy double for him. First extra base hit for Milwaukee tonight.
Nobody hurt. A firm ground ball, well placed. That's all that was. Good effort at it. He was able to take a couple quick steps before the dive, but it was just right next to the chalk line.
He made some astounding plays last night, did Freeze.
It's a good example of when we talk later in the game about no doubles, and you see the third baseman kind of crowd the line a little bit.
Out to center, and McCutchen hauls it in.
But that's the double that we talk about, the one that Perez just hit. That's the one they're trying to prevent. So you have the corner infielders. They'll move, not right on the line, but a couple of steps, so that if the ball gets hit down there, they'll be able to stop it. And another part of no doubles is get the outfield back a little bit, so they can make catches like Kutch just made there. Give them a little extra time to run into those gaps. A little more depth. We've talked quite a bit in the last 2 seasons about Kutch and how deep he plays in center field. He plays one of the deeper center fields that we see, but that's where he's comfortable, and he plays much better when he plays back there. So that's where he's been moved back to. They tried to move him in last year, and it just didn't work, trying to take away some of those dunk hits.
Now the theory is you take away more hits playing shallow, but if you play back, you take away the more severe hits, the extra base hits.
Probably, I'm sure, what the numbers say, and that sort of thing. But we had a little conversation about a similar thing earlier before the game, that you got to know the person. That human part of it, and has to come into it with these decisions too about where to play.
I like that.
And Kutch is way more comfortable playing deep. So back there where he is.
Now Harrison's coming out because Williams spun and threw, and Jay was not at the bag, and that could be a disaster.
Well, Jay's probably telling me, hey, just hold on to it. You're not throwing me the ball. It's not first base. Of course, Trevor's going, yeah, this is not my first rodeo. I know that. I don't know why I threw it to you. brain lock.
Yeah. Broxton has one of the lowest batting averages in baseball on breaking stuff.
And balls not put in play.
Well, he's hit some home runs.
Well, I mean, a lot of balls don't get put in play by him, though. That's kind of.
But you see this style of hitter come through every now and then. He's immensely talented. Doesn't hit breaking stuff, strikes out a lot, hits for power, runs.
Well, I'm
great
sure
defense, makes some bad decisions at times, and some of them pan out and some of them don't.
What they're hoping is that as the season goes along and the the plate appearances keep piling up, that he will slowly change and get better with that. And you can only find out, and you can only get better if you get the opportunity. So they're giving him the opportunity.
And when the Pirates traded him, I mean, you look at the outfield that they've got, plus Austin Meadows, where he's at now in AAA. There was not an opportunity for another outfielder to play every day, and so dealt him to the Brewers prior to the 16 season. Just missed.
That's a ball that he probably swings and misses a lot in these situations.
And Broxton hitting 185 with runners in scoring position. He's got Perez out at second. If it gets there, the number 8 hitting Orlando Arcia. Midfield single his first time. Williams has struck out 5 already tonight. And Perez running to third, somehow safe on ball 4.
Holy cow.
What is going on? Why was he running on that?
And why isn't he out? I know he's out. We didn't tag him, but
6th steal for Perez.
he's going to be out by a mile. And he knows it. He ended up being safe standing up.
That is weird. I mean, you see a guy try to steal second on a walk. Sometimes, runner goes on 3-2, makes all 6.
Well, he doesn't know it's going to be a walk. He apparently thought he could steal third
with 2 outs. Now Arcia.
Well, you should be able to steal third with 2 outs rather easily.
Because no advantage.
Because
really.
Nobody's really holding you on.
Yeah.
With 2 outs, or at least they shouldn't be.
So his 6th steal. Broxton aboard at first. That was Williams' first walk of the night. Tie game in the 4th. Arcia's single, just a weak little dunker between short and third. Snuck into the outfield. Now you get Arcia, you get the pitcher leading off the next inning. And you keep it tied. Broxton runs. Well, what do you do here? There's Jared Hughes, the old friend. Haven't seen him yet in this series. Which tells me that even though Guerra's out on deck,
looks to me like
he wouldn't bat.
Well, look, did you see how Hughes is throwing? He's lobbing the ball. It's a decoy. Watch. He's not getting ready to go in the game. Is he?
Change up. Guerra's out on deck.
Maybe if you'll wait and see, and if they do pinch hit,
Broxton running again, no throw.
then he would start throwing in anger. But right now he's just absolutely lobbing the ball out of the bullpen.
Now they're going to walk Arcia intentionally to fill him up, and Guerra will bat. So yeah, you called it, Bob.
Clint called it.
calls the bluff, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and take 5 innings out of your bullpen tonight. The bullpen that has really struggled for the Brewers this month. Guerra without a hit this year.
Jared's got to sell that a little bit better, doesn't he?
Yeah, probably so.
You got to get the 10-foot arc out of the ball when you're trying to pretend you're warming up.
Get that energy drink in. Boy, it's been a lather going. Out to center. But McCutchen underneath it.
Thank you, Kutch.
And they get out of it. Williams pitching his way out of the jam here in the 4th.
Brought to you by the Chevy Colorado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
5th inning on this gorgeous night here in Wisconsin. A run apiece as Trevor Williams got out of that pickle in the 4th. Junior Guerra's long drive made my heart skip a beat for a moment there.
Off the bat, I was a little concerned there. Kutch was playing him over in right center. He had a ways to run for that one.
Now Williams looking for his first major league hit.
Good eye.
As the Pirates here try to finally chase Guerra out of this ball game. Eighty pitches and a lot of traffic, so to speak. But they have not been able to land the big punch just yet. Williams did not get a lot of activity in college as a hitter. He was a closer for most of the time, or a reliever at Arizona State. And Andrew McCutchen getting to that ball that Guerra lofted to in the 4th inning. You know, you think about all the cunning that was going into that, with Craig Counsell trying to. That one should back in right.
Nice shot by Trevor.
But you know, setting up the chance for Guerra, and
So he's playing out at right center, and then quite a ways to run, but was able to kind of actually slow down and get it on the cruise control there. Trevor wasn't sure. Now he can breathe.
Yeah, I didn't really show that, like you said. They didn't buy it.
Now, you know, that was a great example, though, of all the strategies and all that. You can have the perfect plans and everything, and it's still the players that are in control. And right there, Guerrero could have ruined everything. You know, you made the right call, you called their bluff, you got him up there, and then all of a sudden I don't think he has a hit this year.
Not this year, no.
Hits a double and clears the bases. I mean, and then so all that, you know, the strategy from both sides goes down the drain, meaningless, because a hitter or a pitcher gets up there and smacks a double.
That's fair. And Frazier's going to have his second double tonight.
Hit that first ball tonight right on the money, but hit it right to Sogar.
Well, Guerra in every inning tonight, he's gotten the leadoff man, but he can't get that second guy. The Pirates have been able to put men in scoring position in every inning tonight.
That fastball that straight as a string. He's trying to keep that one straight to try and jam Frazier with it. He didn't want that tail to come back. The right-hander up there, if he tries to go inside, I wonder if he'll try to tail it in.
Jay tonight a walk and a mystifying double had scored Frazier back in the third.
Maybe that's what he does to those guys when they're trying to tag him. He mystifies them.
Sogard playing right there.
That was one of the fastballs that had the tail on it. It looked like maybe Pena was going second sign, because the second sign he put down was a 1, but he had a little spin with his finger like he was stirring some water and honey. And that usually is the sign. Put a little movement on the ball, a little two-seamer, and I think that's what we see when you see that fastball tail like that. When he just drops the little finger down, has that fastball to the first base side of home plate, that's when he's trying to throw the ball straight.
Now it's up to John Jaso with Frazier at third. Both teams scoring in the third inning. Pirates 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. There's the defense. Pronounced shift. The second baseman Sogard. Up the middle. And that somehow sneaks through. Jaso heading for second. And a 2-out RBI double puts the Pirates back in the lead. That's a big hit from John Jaso.
Yeah, they had everybody over there, but he just powered it through there. There it is. I mean, that had to have a little velocity on it.
Wow, it gets through those guys.
Hit it hard.
Jaso with RBI number 18. 12th double of this season. Oh, with everything that they've been able to muster against Guerra, good to have a lead from it now.
Be a nice 2-out RBI if Freese can bring Jaso home.
Garrett gets the strikeout, but a pair of doubles plates a run, and the Pirates have the lead thanks to John Jaso. Group outing, the event of the year at PNC Park. You can put together a group of 15 or more and enjoy special discounts. Ask how you can get one-of-a-kind experiences like access on the field, or you can take home a Pirates cap. For more info, go to pirates.com/groups. John Jaso wrapping that 2-out double. Bringing in the run.
Never know. Could be the game winner. 2-1 scores are not very common here at Miller Park, I wouldn't think. Doesn't matter. We got the lead.
Eric Sogard, base hit back of the first, hitting at .358. If he keeps that up, everyone's going to wear glasses.
Got mine on. Ouch.
At least he gets the out, and we'll see if he's all right.
Hey, it's worth a bruise if you get an out.
Fancy footwork. He grew up in San Diego, going to Gulls games growing up, so knows a thing about a stop or two.
Hey, just like getting a foul ball off the foot, something like that.
Whatever it takes. Santana drove in the Brewers run.
I'm glad we didn't. There are so many pitchers, it seems like nowadays, that something like that happens, everybody has to come out and talk about it. Trevor just
throw a few warm-up tosses.
Yeah, Trevor just like, no. You can see his lips. It looked like Josh Bell asked him, "Was okay?" So yeah, I'm fine. Hit with a ball, no big deal.
Well, his teammates say about Williams that he is a silent assassin. Yeah, it doesn't, doesn't look like he. As
like
Jim Santayon's quote,
like a ninja kind
of.
Out of the darkness.
But you don't see a lot of emotion from him. You don't see him fist pumping or anything like that. He just is going out there, but he is quietly very fiery, very competitive. And I would assume most guys are. I mean, if you're a major league athlete, not everybody, but most guys. But Williams definitely does not exude that, but he's tough. He's done a pretty good job tonight.
Got a ways to go yet.
Well, what are the two things you were looking at tonight?
Well, I want a minimum of 5 more outs from him.
You wanted a good first.
Good first.
After a leadoff single, he struck out the side.
Did that, and I wanted a good 6th.
And he's gotten 2 outs here in the 5th. And that pitch count's still very reasonable. 77 pitches. Tying a career best with 6 strikeouts now.
Yeah. Here's another thing too with the 2 young guys, Poole and Williams. I've been talking a little bit now today and yesterday about how they need to get a little deeper in ball games. At 5 innings is just not enough, and they're not getting through the 6th inning nearly often enough. But it's not always their fault either, because the Pirates are conservative with their younger pitchers and their arms, and they're not going to let them go real deep as far as their pitch count early in their careers. And you can see that. You look at how many pitches that they average, and they are very careful with that, keeping that pitch count down. So there are times where they probably could have been sent back out there for an extra inning. But the Pirates are choosing to be careful with their young guys.
And there have been other times where the Pirates bats have just not scored enough runs or whatever. Right? They pitched decent. I mean, I think back to that Williams start where he went 6 innings on 67 pitches back against Arizona. Another strikeout, career best 7 for Trevor Williams as he sends down the Brewers in order in the 5th, and the Pirates have the lead for him. A 2-1 lead here in Milwaukee, bidding for their 3rd straight here over the Brewers. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Take it down to the front row and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right. The Bob Uecker front row statue. There's Ueck. Always great to see him. Great friend, and one of the great baseball broadcasters, entertainers. Always very fond of Uecker, and but those great Miller Lite commercials,
they're legendary.
Yeah.
I mean,
you to them.
They're fantastic. For years they were great.
Out and deep toward right center, and a long home run for Josh Bell. His 13th of the year, and the Pirates up 3-1. Well, they leave in Guerra for another inning, and Bell makes him pay. Well, about Josh Bell? He's got some kind of power.
You know, I was on radio that first night with Greg and talking about how this could really be a big series for Bell. In this ballpark, I kind of thought he would get a good shot of getting out of here with at least a couple of home runs. But then that first night, he really looked uncomfortable for whatever reason. And then a very uncomfortable at bat in last night's game. But tonight, taking some real nice swings and jumped on that fastball and easily rides it out of here. I mean, the power that he has, this ballpark cannot come close to. He can have mishits and get him out of the ballpark.
Get under balls and the high fly balls. That was 410 right there.
Even that ball there, I'll bet you he didn't really get all of it. Just carries well here. Get those windows open tonight.
First time McCutcheon put a ball in play, and he'll get aboard for the third straight time tonight. That's a base hit for McCutcheon, who has been on base now.
That on base percentage of his
9 out of the last 10 times.
Just skyrocketing. There it goes.
Good call. Out to right center. They estimated that at 410.
Good call. I always like to put my 2 cents in. I think that was a good call on it.
So again, McCutcheon on base 9 out of his last 10 plate appearances.
And that on base percentage of his it's up above 350 now. Should be.
Well, in this stretch of games over the last 4 weeks or so, he's getting on base at roughly a 500 clip now. I mean, that means half the time he's on base.
And
he's hitting over 400.
Chipping into home runs occasionally too.
And he's had the best slugging percentage in the National League in that time too. So I mean,
so let's take advantage of it. Get on a roll with the wins.
Well, I mean, don't you think? I mean, a big part of, I think, why the Pirates have hit too. I mean, there's a dynamic with this ball club that everybody looks to him.
And it's hard to explain why that happens. It's not just the Pirates. There've been all kinds of teams over the years. They have that one guy they lean on, and if he is not hitting, it just affects everybody.
It's certainly
the power of the gold sleeve.
Well, it could be said for Mercer too. I mean, Mercer's been hitting close to 400 in that same stretch too. Now, of course, it's all independent in the sense that, you know, because Kutch gets on doesn't mean Mercer's going to get on. But
there's kind of a track record, I think, with Kutch and the offense going the way.
There's a feeling that changes.
Obviously, Jordy is having a great year with the bat also. But over the years, he's not hit like Kutch has. So a little bit of a different feeling there. But Jordy had not only the on-base percentage and the batting average, but as you've mentioned a lot of late, especially, is his slugging percentage is not that far away from what we're seeing with Kutch. The quality of his hits are there.
Right. And it's been really throughout the lineup. I mean, Bell with the home run there. I was looking it up today that he's on pace, if he keeps things going, that he'll probably break the Pirates rookie record for home runs in a season, and maybe even break the baseball's rookie switch hitter record for home runs too. So I mean, he's been a pleasant find in his first full major league season. That's going to be the first out of the inning. This is Guerra's longest outing of the year in terms of pitches. And you can't blame Craig Counsell, because the Brewers bullpen coming into tonight having the highest ERA in all of baseball in the month of June, 6.34.
Well, there's nothing
And when you're trailing in a game, of course, you're not going to use your best guys
there's
anyway.
nothing to blame right now. I mean,
it's a 3-1 game.
It was a 2-1 game when he's sitting back out there
Sure.
for the 6th. It made all the sense in the world. You have to get 6 innings out of your start. If you're not, then it's going to be a long year.
I thought you made a great point. I heard you talking on the pregame about, last night Pirates get 6 in the first inning.
And you
they
still
win
end up using 6 pitchers.
Somewhat easily, right? Yeah, but you needed 5 relievers to cover the final 4 innings.
That should not happen, and if that continues to happen, I mean, the bullpen has had some problems this year as it is, and when you have a game that should be a day off for the bullpen, you got to take advantage of that. And I know it was a good win last night and everything, but they had to work too hard for it.
And Clint Hurdle is adamant about trying to rest that bullpen as best he can. He does not like to overuse guys. And there will be games, and we've seen it already here lately, where you expect somebody to maybe be able to pitch, and he's going to keep them out of the game just because over the course of a long season, it's proven year after year, if you overuse guys, they're not as effective. And you don't want to burn your guys out. Delicate balance, though.
Got to win games.
So it just doubles what Trevor Williams is able to do tonight. If he can get through the 6th, and he's poised to. Stewart win. And McCutchen is in at second after that ball got away from Pena. McCutchen in scoring position.
Pena, they're talking right now after Cutch got to second base about what the situation is.
Wild pitch.
Remind him that you're probably this is going to be your last inning, but you got to really button down here. You got a 2-run deficit and a runner in scoring position now.
Stewart. That's the second out. Yeah, even with Stewart, who's just coming back, and the pitcher to follow.
Yeah, you guys hey, we got to kick it in gear here.
Yeah. How about a good time for Trevor Williams, his first big league hit?
Well, last time he gave the ball pretty good ride opposite field, right to the edge of the warning track. Got good wood on it. Just needed to be a little more of a line drive.
How about a hard grounder through the middle? That'd be enough to likely bring home McCutchen. Three shy of the most pitches he's thrown in a big league game. McCutchen hesitating, and smartly so there. I mean, that ball could have been picked up at any moment by Pena.
Well, it's 2 outs. He's not buying him. It's not worth the risk getting the third base, but 2 outs, and you get the pitcher hitting. Even if he doesn't drive you in, which probably is unlikely, you at least want to get his at bat over with, so that he's not leading, the pitcher spot's not leading off next inning. It's pretty much a no-no to get thrown out for the last out on the bases with the pitcher standing in the batter's box.
Oliver Drake if needed.
And he is actually warming up.
This is not a test. Fouled away. Williams putting together a good at bat here. Guerra will throw a 114th pitch for the first time as a major leaguer, so probably tiring. Bell homered to lead off the inning. This is Wonder Bat. Oh wow, I see where you hit it right there. I hit many of these. Out to right, but they play him shallow out there. Not good at bat for Williams.
Hey, he's put it in play.
And Josh Bell adding to the Pirates total with a leadoff home run. Lucky number 13. That big blast gives the Buccos a 3-1 lead.
Telecast is presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Our Nissan road ahead the series finale tomorrow. Ivan Nova, and he of the 2.91 ERA, goes against Chase Anderson. He of the 2.92 earned run average. Pretty even matchup tomorrow. Buccos and Brew Crew in the series finale, and Josh Bell adding to the Pirates' lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And you start to think about what the Pirates are doing right now. They've won the first 2 games of this series. I know it is the first day of summer, but this is, you know, I mean, this is an important match as you're playing in the division. Pirates have played very few games in the division so far. Brewers are the first place team at the moment. You gain if you win. Busted bat. And
good start to the 6th inning.
Yeah, he's gotten Shaw 3 times tonight.
Yeah, this is his other inning that he's had trouble with. So let's get him through this. See what we got here. Oh, nice little off the end of the bat sinker. Getting a lot better at giving the ball to the first baseman, isn't he?
He just had that one little hiccup.
Yeah, he's got this part down now. Oh, what a beautiful sound, huh? The shattering of wood.
That'll go to the authenticator. Miguel runs that here. And speaking of special occasions, we want to wish a happy 2nd birthday to Caden Graham. Oh, Tyler's little boy turns 2 today. Ray of sunshine.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Hopefully, Caden doesn't hear this birthday wish. Yep, too late. Hope he's sleeping good tonight. And a little out there to Bell.
Look, Trevor gave him a little help. I see a little body English there. Listen to the sound again. I want to hear the sound one more time. Trevor with a little jump there. Help him.
They'll put a hologram on that bat and stick it in the team store.
What's Trevor? Get up. I like that. I can remember doing the exact same thing. Every time the infielder was I'd jump with him. I don't know why. You just
feel like you cannot help him, right?
Yeah, you just do it. Trying to affect gravity a little bit. I don't know what it is, but talk to the baseballs. They hit hard down the line. You start yelling at them to get fouled. Every little bit helps.
Right to David Freese.
Beautiful sixth inning. Very nice, efficient.
How about Trevor Williams gets through the sixth quickly. He's retired 7 in a row, and the Bucs still on top. Have a 3-1 lead as we go to the 7th. RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced pick-up and play MLB action packed with all your favorite teams, players, ballparks, and much, much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and your mobile devices. Go to RBIGame.com. Bob Uecker's home run call, and they flash that every time that the Brewers hit a home run. They have not shown that tonight. The Drake has not been good.
No, definitely has not. Not a whole lot there that they can point to with a lot of pride. Early in the year, though, just get not even halfway mark yet. Plenty of time for improvements.
Came over earlier this year from Baltimore. Up toward the corner, but Perez takes care of Frazier, who has a pair of doubles tonight. Pirates have had a man in scoring position in every inning this evening. Drake was a 43rd round draft pick out of Navy. Jay tonight, an improbable double. Drove in a run back in the 3rd.
Navy man.
Out of Mount Hermon, Massachusetts. Got that over the top delivery. I'd imagine that could be a little deceptive.
You got to know where that little window is you're trying to look for the ball at. Is it going to be a double? No, not this time.
I mean, croquet players don't hit balls lower than Josh Harrison.
That's a great way to describe some of his base hits.
It's fun to watch. I think it's going to bounce, and instead it's going out to right field.
He's playing cricket.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's
kind of like a Drake kind of has a cricket type delivery too, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's the bowler.
Yeah, didn't get to the wickets. Now what those pins are in the back, wickets.
You got me on that. I see him playing in South Park every now and then, but I don't really know all the rules. So a couple of hits tonight, 3 times on base for Jay Hay. John Jaso, that was a big hit, that double with 2 outs in the 5th. That was a tie ball game, and the Pirates had put some things together against Guerra, but didn't really get that big hit. And Jaso gave him the lead. So far, that's been holding up. Added to it with the Bell leadoff home run in the 6th. Brewers have not retired the first 2 men in any inning tonight. So by the time that second man comes around, Pirates have had a base runner every inning tonight.
You know, with Drake's the way he comes set, it looks like it'd be very difficult for him to be quick to first base. He's in that set position, leaning way back on that, all the weight on his back leg.
Yeah, I don't know how you. Yeah, because he looks like he's just trying to use his body weight to get more on the pitch. So how do you deviate from that and then throw to first? Yeah, great. I didn't think about that. Wonder if Jay Hay will pick up on that.
Can't be a real quick pickoff move. How much weight he's got loaded on the back.
93. Strikes out Jaso. That's straight.
Yep.
Got to be tough to pick up, I would imagine. At least, you know, if you haven't seen him a lot. Now David Freese trying to keep that 18-game on base streak going. Struck out twice and grounded out. Very quietly this season, coming into tonight, 379 on base percentage. And not the, typical cleanup man in terms of, big bopper. Has a little power, of course, but the Pirates lineup is the anti-Brewers, right? Not as much power, but the ability to make contact, get on base. Now Bell's got plenty of that. He's already homered tonight. He's been on base all 3 times. But the Pirates have the ability to draw the walk.
They played 80 some games in here. They might hit more homers than you think.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
There's the pickoff. I just looked away and didn't see it. Darn. Been watching, waiting to see it. As soon as I look away, there it was.
All smiles so far in this series. Pirates have won 8 of 9 here in Milwaukee, dating back the last season. Prior to that, the Brewers had won the previous 9 in a row. So
felt like the Brewers had won 80 of 90.
It wasn't far from that at one point.
They really got out of hand for a while there.
Yeah, it evened out for a couple of years, and then back to these big wild swings again. So 1 hit, 1 left. Let's stretch with the Pirates leading 3-1. Here it's 3-1. Pirates prevailing here on our UPMC scoreboard. There's been a well-pitched ball game tonight. They have gotten a good performance from the rookie Trevor Williams, who has set down 7 in a row at 89 pitches as he begins the 7th. Not uncharted waters. Back on the 4th of June, he completed 7 innings against the Mets in New York. And he's got the bottom of the order here. Broxton has walked and lined out tonight. That's going to be extra bases, looks like. Now he's going to put on the brakes. Good job by Frazier to get in a good throw, too.
Boy, very nice throw.
I thought with Broxton's speed, that looked like 2 to me.
That had something on it and very accurate. Like a little hanging slider right over the inside corner. Frazier quickly getting to this. One hopper right over the top of the bat.
That keeps Broxton at first here. Gets away from Bell, but not far enough for any advance. Broxton stole the base back in the 4th. He has swiped 11 this year. Thrown out 4 times.
Yeah, even though they're down by 2, it's still got plenty of time here, so don't have to worry about him trying to steal.
Arcia, the only man that Williams hasn't solved tonight. A little dunk base hit. Watson and Hudson starting to loosen in the Pirates' pen. Williams just snatches that return throw back. Very focused. And Clint Hurdle's
silent assassin.
Yeah. And Ray Series, you know, they have given him a chance here in the 7th. He's earned it. Trying to keep this lead. Right in underneath the hands.
Hit a firm ground ball right at somebody now.
Eric Thames did not start tonight. He would pinch hit for Drake, the pitcher. Not the ground ball you wanted.
Well, not the spot I wanted it.
Broxton will be held at 3rd. It's a double for Arcia. And the Brewers in business here with nobody out. Right in the right spot.
Well, it came off the bat. I was hoping that was going to be right at Freeze. Didn't realize he had pulled it down the line.
What was that, about a foot fair?
Down and in sinker.
Yeah. That's a shame. Williams has pitched so well tonight. And it is best chance for the Brewers here. Broxton moving to 3rd.
And Broxton having to throw on the brakes. That ball, which we saw, bounced straight off the sidewall to Frazier.
So Williams done after 6+ tonight. And the bullpen now trying to preserve the lead. convert the save. Hector Neris here tonight. Trevor Williams departs after 6+. And Eric Thames pinch hitting with the tying runs in scoring position. There, the Pirates going with the left-left matchup.
Tony's numbers on the season, the interesting decision, I think, by Counsell to send Thames up.
Broke his bat. And the only play is going to be to first. Broxton scores. It's an RBI ground out. 3-2. Arcia stays put at second.
Well, Thames was able to get the ball put in play. Didn't do it in a fashion, though, that could move the runner. So it's a break for the Pirates.
Counsell going with his best bench bat, no matter the
well, what I was saying is he's been having such a tough time getting a ball put in play these first 2 games. The strikeouts just piling up on him, and that was the one thing that they couldn't have there was a strikeout.
And Thames has not been really good with runners.
So you went left on left with a possible strikeout, but he didn't. He got the ball put in play.
Now Thames 20 home runs. That is eye-popping, but has not been that great with runners in scoring position, under 200 this year. But he got in 1. And Arcia at second with 1 out. He's popped up Sogard a couple times.
Come back, ball. Come back.
In and out of the glove.
I think it was going to be on the wrong side of the. The reason it didn't stick is because it was on the wrong side of the netting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the netting in between the ball and the glove.
That would prohibit a catch being made. That close to being catchable. Almost. I could see it.
No, it wasn't on that side. I couldn't tell there. I saw it live
to third.
I saw it live. I thought it was on the wrong side of the netting, but maybe it wasn't.
Arcia running on the pitch on an 0-2. Trying to catch everybody by surprise. Got a lefty batter up on 0-2.
Get to third base. If he's successful, bring in the infield.
Clear path for Stewart to throw. Lefty hitter up. And he strikes out Sogard. I know this isn't a save situation, but this is a big moment for Watson coming in here in this spot right now.
Not the best pitch in the world, but Sogard kind of got himself out on that one. Every now and then you have a little luck go your way. That was supposed to be down and away, and he kind of hung it there, and Sogard swung and missed. So nice job by Watson.
They got the lefties, Thames and Sogard. Got a pair of outs. And now Daniel Hudson will be asked to protect this 1-run lead here in the 7th.
is brought to you by Barrel. Visit Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel. Visit Barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Tony Watson got the 2 men he faced. And trying to put out this fire. Brewers with 1 across. Have the tying run at second with 2 away here in the 7th. And now Daniel Hudson.
Hudson's numbers on the season. Trying to slowly round those into better shape. Another big moment.
Hudson scoreless 14 of his last 16 appearances. Arcia runs well at second. Domingo Santana drove in a run with his single back in the 3rd. 1 for 3 tonight. Got 11 home runs. And behind 2-0. Frank Counsell has used Eric Thames off the bench in this inning. Trevor Williams started the inning. Gave up a single to Broxton and a ground double right up the 3rd base line. Out and down the line and deep and gone. Domingo Santana has given the Brewers their first lead of the night. And that is a shame. But in this ballpark and with some of these hitters, they've got some big time power hitters.
Now this is what you live with here. You come in and it's part of the game. It is a definite bandbox. And this is a fastball that was up and away. He just goes with it. It's a pretty good fly ball down the line, and the only question is, at this point, is it going to move far enough to be foul?
Jesus Aguilar struck out all 3 times, and now the Pirates will have to come from behind here in the later innings. Santana's 12th home run. Williams now not the pitcher of record. That's Hudson.
A strong start. Good job by Trevor tonight.
And it's a shame for Hudson. He's been pitching so well, even in some tight situations, but he gives up the lead here as Santana hits that 2-run opposite field home run. 4-3 Milwaukee. Domingo Santana with the go-ahead home run off Daniel Hudson. And so the Pirates will play from behind here in the later innings. We'll keep Thames in the game over at first. Aguilar made the final out, so the pitcher will bat in the 3 spot.
Jacob Barnes in the ball game now. Pretty decent opponent batting average. Does a few too many walks. 16 and 33 innings. How about a base on balls and a home run of our own? Take that, won't we?
Well, Barnes has been wobbly after a good start to the season. The rookie's given up runs in 3 of his last 5. Hudson had been awfully good for the last month plus, and lately pitching in tough situations, but game turns around in a blink of an eye. Bell homered his last time and has been on base all 3 times tonight. That was all against Junior Guerra, who gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. Drake a scoreless 7th. Barnes has allowed 7 runs in 3 1/3, including a pair of home runs, 9 hits in those last 5 games. So this is really the inning you want to get something across. Brewers have not had a late lead in this series, and they've got Corey Knebel, who's been awfully good this year. Nicasio and LeBlanc, the righty and the lefty, respectively. Well, just like we talked about with the Brewers and their big home run hitters, well, Bell qualifies in that. Make a mistake, it's tied up. 3-2.
Be careful here now. Just have some patience. Take that base on balls here. If they don't want, they're afraid of you a little bit, afraid of that power. Yes, there we go. Oh!
They call him out on strikes.
No way!
That wasn't a strike.
Come on! No way!
Well, Bell took ball 4, but he's down on strikes. That's a big swing here in the 8th.
I mean, he's looking to get on base for McCutchen. He sees this pitch. You take that as ball 4 by easy, and oh man.
With McCutchen coming up. It was knee high, but it was off the plate. Barnes throws hard. It's upper 90s with a slider. McCutchen has been on base 9 of the last 10 times he's been up. 2 walks and a single. Barnes a rookie. Pirates falling behind for the first time tonight after Santana's home run. Bell thought he had ball 4. He's out. Now Barnes ahead of McCutchen. Spoiling that fastball at 98.
That was a foot outside. Had to offer at it. You never know.
Bell called out on strikes. He was walking to first. It's all in the books now. Barnes has given up a couple of home runs lately. Each of his last 2 outings, in fact. So even with that plus velocity, he can be had. Now they're talking about, yeah, he was ready to walk to first, and then what? Upstairs at 99. Hard to lay off.
Yeah, you're right about that. 99-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs. You're going to get some chases.
Well, now 2 away. Jordy Mercer tonight has walked 0 for 2. This is such a, you know, for the first day of summer, if you can have a critical game, and you think about the swing of this. That's a nice swing and a base hit. Tying a run aboard with 2 outs here in the 8th. Pirates come back and win tonight. They're 3 out, if not they're 5 back, and you know this improbable chase by the Pirates coming into tonight's action, 5 games under 500.
Jordy just taking a nice under control swing here, just pushing that ball over that side.
So Gregory Polanco is going to bat for Stewart. Stewart hitless in 3 trips tonight.
Hunt fastball and hit it out of here.
Polanco with 4 home runs. Plenty of power to give the Pirates the lead back. Juan Nicasio getting up. Well, what an answer that would be. Right after the Brewers take the lead, the latest that they've led in this series. Pirates have dealt them a couple of one-sided defeats. That would really sink their sails. Now hitters count. Mercer at first with 2 outs. Called a strike. And that one wasn't in the zone either.
Suddenly the plate is like 3 feet wide this inning.
I mean, he set up off the plate. He hit his target and it was called a strike. I mean, credit Manny Pena. He saw that.
No.
Strike zone's really wide tonight. Well, the call going against the Pirates from Jerry Lane. Josh Bell called out on strikes to start this inning.
The clubhouse is just right behind the dugout wall. So they go in there and they know where those pitches are. You saw Bell when he was talking to Jay holding his hands about 4 inches apart, and that's how far that ball was outside. And nowadays you go right in, you look immediately, you know where it is.
That is called a strike, and that was not a strike.
How many strikes has he actually thrown this inning? Not very many. It's amazing.
Enrico Palazzo. The opposite. Oh, this will put Mercer on the move. I don't know. That's just, what are you going to do? Don't agree with, and so stays 4-3 Milwaukee. And here's something to cheer us up: the Miracle League, one of the great organizations in our country, and great to see so many people being able to play the game of baseball. Also, the Logan Township, New Jersey All-Stars. All right, Dan sending that in on our Point Park tweets. Thanks for showing that. And the Mountaineer League softball champs in Wheeling. Thank you, Mike, for sending that in. Thanks to all the folks using #BucksBooth who sent in their baseball and softball standouts. Elias Diaz is taking over as the catcher as Stewart was pinch hit for.
And it's going to be Wade LeBlanc now. You can see Wade's numbers: 40 innings, over 40 innings, just 28 games. A lot of work out of the pen. LeBlanc.
Travis Shaw, left-handed batter to start. Hit this in 3 trips tonight. Domingo Santana's 2-run home run off Daniel Hudson with 2 outs of the 7th. The difference maker thus far. One quick out here in the 8th. Pirates will have Diaz to lead off the 9th, and then Frazier and Harrison. Perez with a double back in the 4th. And Corey Knebel, who has been awfully good since taking over as the closer for the since released Neftali Feliz. That was called a ball that nipped the strike zone. I mean, I'm the biggest defender of umpires. They have the hardest job in the world. No one ever cheers for the umpires, but this has been a rough stretch here. Last couple innings for Jerry Lane. Hey, umpires are human too, but it is a tight ball game, and here as early games go, Tension's mounting a little bit. At least in the booth. That's one way to get a strike. 2-2. Right to J.A. And 2 quick groundouts from Wade LeBlanc.
Wade off. Comes in and throws strikes. Makes it. Throws to soft contact. I mean, that's his plan.
This is an important inning to keep it a one-run game.
Yeah. Got to give yourself a chance.
Pena 0 for 3 tonight.
Can't be like me, just sit and stew.
Elias Diaz will start the Pirates' ninth. Frazier, Harrison to follow. As it stands here, if you keep it 4-3, any swing of the bat could tie it against Knebel, who has not allowed a run since June 2nd. He's not pitched in this series. Knebel's tough. Since being named the closer, an ERA of basically 1 with 2 strikeouts an inning. Over 2 strikeouts, almost 2 strikeouts an inning.
Yeah, that's pretty good when you get up 2 strikes an inning. It's Chapman country.
Sometimes can walk a guy, so not impervious to defeat.
Be walking anybody tonight.
I'll be swinging. After what we saw in the 8th. LeBlanc trying to put a lid on the 8th. That's the first hit for Pena against the Pirates this season. 1 for 20 now.
That was a J-Hay hit. What did you call that earlier? Croquet.
Croquet.
Yeah.
Boy,
hit that right off the top of the home plate.
that was a T-ball hit. Golf tee.
Ball was going to bounce before it got to the glove.
Pena 2-out single. Josh Harrison's had some mallet shots tonight. Now Keon Broxton walking a single. 1 out of 2 is hitting 7 straight. Trying to keep this a 1-run game for the 9th. Right to Mercer, and they'll get the final out. So,
oh, did you see Pena? Is he all right?
Gets up slowly.
Wow. Guess he's all right.
We'll see if he's able to stay in the game as Corey Knebel coming on with a 1-run lead here in the 9th. Pirates will send up Diaz, Frazier, and Harrison. Need a run. And the Pirates down a run. 1 to tie with 9-1 and 2 coming up. And it's tough end of the inning for Manny Pena.
He looks like he's all right.
Okay, good.
His crash landing.
Will not have the most graceful of moments, but glad he's okay.
There it is. You can watch him yourself. We can laugh now. We know he's all right. But as Steve always says, that's why they call it the big leagues.
So Pena back in there, and he's going to catch Corey Knebel on to try to close out the 9th inning.
Those numbers you were talking about with the 63 strikeouts and 35 innings.
10 for 11 since becoming the closer. The opponent's hitting 160 against that fastball. Bring a wicked curveball to boot. It's called a strike. Jacob Barnes struck out the side last inning. He threw 3 pitches in the strike zone the whole inning and struck out the side. A couple times.
Oh,
some swings.
Like a wiffle ball. See that curve?
Just a bit outside. For a ball.
Oh, it looked like it turned direction 3 times on the way in there. No wonder he's got 63 Ks.
Yeah, he's nasty. This is going to be a tough guy to hit here on the 9th. That's why I was so peeved that, Bell, I thought, drew a leadoff walk.
Yeah.
Well, because he did.
We had the guy out there that's a little on the wild side. You're looking to try and get that leadoff walk, get the tying run up there. And, the Pirates did it right.
And Polanco had ball 5 on him, and he still struck out. That's tough to lay off. Former Texas closer, University of Texas. Adam Frazier, 2 doubles tonight. Well, the Brewers signed Neftali Feliz away from the Pirates this offseason to be the closer. And Feliz faltered. Knebel excelled. Feliz is a free agent now, and Knebel's in the 9th. Ever-changing bullpens. Underneath it. And Santana, whose home run put the Brewers on top, gets the first out. One out in the Pirates' 9th. And tomorrow the Pirates and the Brewers finish up this 4-game series. Hopefully it's for a sweep. Ivan Nova will take on Chase Anderson. 2 good pitchers tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 1:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason right here on Root Sports. Pirates need at least a run here in the 9th. Two doubles tonight. Check out Knebel's curveball.
Doesn't look so bad in slow motion.
So you see it and you go, well, I'm just going to take it because I can't hit it.
That very first one was crazy looking.
Knebel has struck out at least one batter in each of his last 36 appearances. One shy of Aroldis Chapman's record since 1900. The modern era.
The modern.
Hopes for a little wildness. That's the only thing that really, unless you can get that connection, Knebel will walk a few guys. And he's gone full on the first two hitters here. Got Diaz to fly out. Need a run to push it to the bottom half. Craig Counsell looking for first win of this series. Frazier's been a good two-strike hitter in his young career.
Well, you better be good against this guy. This is a
0 for 1 lifetime.
pretty good battle.
Fair ball. And Frazier going to be held at first as Perez quickly got to that one. The tying run with good speed is aboard here in the ninth. A glimmer of hope.
Fastball away. Just poked it down the line.
Stayed with it. Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
I mean, that's all you can do when a guy throws that hard.
Great at bat. 8 pitches in that sequence to Frazier. Now Josh Harrison.
That was a good job by Perez, making sure it was just a single. The tying run at first base.
Harrison 2 hits, 3 at bats tonight. And a bunt his way aboard.
I saw that ball get inside the bag there. I thought for sure that we were looking at a double and tying run in scoring position. Notice too, not only did he get to it like an infielder, quick exchange, getting that ball on the way to second base. Made Frazier have to stop in his tracks.
Time call.
Everybody here bowing on that pitch. Used to getting that. Ooh, get back. Frazier was a little tardy on that.
Do you entertain stealing?
Yeah, why not? I don't mind. It's a lot of closers are not very good at holding on runners. But most of the time they don't have to be because nobody wants to run. The penalty for failure when you're running is not too good in the ninth inning.
Well, they've stolen 6 bases.
Big leg kick. It can't be that quick to the plate.
Make that 8 bases this year. Yeah, 8 of 9 against Canelo. I mean, 8 steals for a reliever.
This will be a good time to run right here. I'm saying it's 50-50 chance he's going to throw that curveball in. And that's the pitch you want to run on if you're going to run. It'll be a pickoff throw. Be careful.
Not going. And it was a fastball.
I was wrong twice in one pitch.
Well, maybe you say, okay, all right. Well, now we've seen a fastball. Is he going to throw a second fastball on 1-2? Probably not, right?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
I think he's going to throw a curve.
Frazier not going. Now he's going, and he's going to get into second base.
Yeah, that's what he was probably thinking about. I'm going to wait until he bounces that curveball. As soon as I see that curveball hit the dirt, I'm gone.
And he's done a great job of that this year.
Right now, he's out of there. Knowing that that ball does not have to get away very far at all if it bounces.
Moves up easily on the wild pitch.
Beautiful.
And now in scoring position, a base hit could tie it. 2-2 on Josh Harrison. Fouled away. Well, if anything, I don't know if you can tire Canelo. He's got such a good arm, but you know, 21 pitches right now. He has really had to labor through this, just the third batter.
Well, I don't think he's going to lose velocity or anything like that. A long inning increases the chance of base on balls, or maybe
missing a spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get away with a lot of bad pitches because of his stuff, but still, if he leaves something belt high down the middle, it's much easier pitch to hit than anything else.
Stays alive.
Made contact, able to foul off that crazy curve.
Adam Frazier with good wheels, the tying run at second. With 1 out in the 9th, the Brewers took the lead on a Santana home run in the 8th. 7th, I beg your pardon. Out of play.
Hang in there. Fouling him off. Hopefully he leaves one out over the plate. Get the head of the bat too.
That's how they're playing him. Third baseman Shaw guarding the line to back. Another 2-2. Well, Knebel's done that 37 times in a row. At least one strikeout. That ties an all-time record.
Pretty good pitch.
And that came in a big spot too.
He just laid on it. Trying to guard against that breaking ball, knowing that hook might be coming.
Jaso came up with a big 2-out hit in the 5th. That gave the Pirates a lead. And he's ahead, ball 1. Need some more magic from Jaso here, with the Pirates down to their final out. Frazier at second with 2 outs. Jason, no stranger to clutch. There's fastball, now 2-1. Frazier with good wheels, a base hit could tie this thing.
Give him something to hit here. Make some kind of mistake. That might have been it. But that's where, when you have good stuff like the curveball, quality curveball, you get away when you make a bad pitch sometimes. Look at that. That would be, location-wise, a hanging curveball, but it's such a quality pitch, you got away with it. Got swing and a miss.
Up the middle.
Yes. Oh.
Arcia.
Oh,
Still get
no.
the final out.
What a play.
Unbelievable. Just to get there.
Oh, I thought I was surprised that he got to the ball, obviously, and for him to turn that into an out, man.
That rips your guts out. I thought that was going to tie it.
Or at least prolong it. I mean, I figured he's going to put that ball in his pocket. If he throws it away, it's a tie game. Well, what a chance even throwing it. Nice play by Thames. I mean, wasn't exactly a great throw, and
how do you get an accurate throw on that?
And Thames is able to pick it out of the dirt.
Wow.
Get the out. Now that was just a great play to end the game on for the Brewers.
28 pitches for Knebel before he earns the save tonight. Give the Pirates credit. They didn't go down easy, but the Brewers get a huge win after the Pirates had taken the first 2 games of this series. Pirates still have a chance to make this a series win tomorrow afternoon. But first, we got to dissect this one. Let's go back to our studios with Robin Teak.